Pause Live, the UK's largest menopause event. Get solutions to your symptoms. Meet over 70 brands. And laugh out loud at our live stage. Plus, free taster sessions in our wellness hub. Come and connect with your tribe. Tickets are from just $10.99. Get your sparkle back and head over to pauselive.com.
Hello.
Hey. Nana, I'm so jealous. I'm the only one that hasn't met you. I'm Natalie. But Dee and Debbie have been lucky enough to meet you, and I'm such a big fan.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
We're all big Nana, stop trying to copy us and become a blonde as well. I mean,
I know.
Pretending it's the lighting for GB News.
It is. Well, blondes have more fun, apparently. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Oh, Nana, it was so brilliant to be on your show. And we're so excited that you're here with us.
Thank you.
You're so gorgeous.
You are.
Yeah, and Natalie has, before I met you, Natalie has been going on about your show for ages because we were doing a play together. And she was saying the thing about Nana is her gorgeous voice. You have been wallowing on about her for years now.
Oh, no, because you make me laugh. You make me laugh and you say the things that people think but don't say. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's usually my speciality. But when I was younger, it always got me in trouble. So I remember one time I was working at Debenhams and this woman said, "How do these shoes look on me?" And they were those bands, so they had two thick bands at the front. I said, "Well, it looks like you've got two bandages around your feet." Obviously, that's not great, but I'm a good person to go shopping with because I will tell you honestly how you look.
Where's your favourite place to go?
My favourite place to go? Do you know, I quite like the new Westfields in London, in West London, and the reason why there's so much there, I love the restaurants on the outside. You've got pretty much any shop that you could ever want. They've got the biggest sets of makeup counters with each of the different shops, and so for me, that if I'm looking for something to wear, it's either if I'm going out shopping, it'll be there, or I have to be honest, otherwise I'll go online. And I'm a bit partial to Club London or Karen Millen. I love them. Club London, honestly. It's really cheap and the things look fantastic.
But you are like a stick. You're skinny and you're gorgeous.
No, I'm not skinny. Thank you for the gorgeous comment. But no, actually, just earlier I was at a hot yoga class, and I do hot yoga because as I was going through the menopause, I found that if you fight fire with fire, then your body's able to moderate your temperature better. So for me, and also I used to get Raynaud's. So when I used to get the hot flushes, I was like, half of me was enjoying it because I was defrosting. So I was like, this is great. I'm defrosting. And then if I went to yoga, the heat, it felt my body was able to sort of moderate my temperature and fight fire with fire. So then when I did get hot, I think my body was better at handling it. So that was my main symptom. Other than that, I kind of sailed through it a little bit. Or maybe I'm still in it. Maybe there's a bit I've missed. I don't know, but...
That's amazing. Because actually, you don't look old enough to have had the menopause, does she?
Well, I'm 53 on July the 19th.
That's
people go through it at really different ages, though, don't they? From mid-40s to mid-60s, I think.
Yeah.
So it can be one thing or another. But have you ever had that cold? Natalie and I did this. What was it called? Nothing. Ice treatment.
Cryotherapy.
Right.
When you go
into
an iced room.
One of my very good friends, Alison, I know she'll watch this because she loves this. She works in a place in Berkhamsted where they have like a cold room where you go in the thing and a cryo chamber, I think they call it. I couldn't think of anything worse. Because I have Raynaud's. So, it's when your fingers, your extremities can go blue, literally just for the changes of temperature. And in a really cold room, that doesn't really help. And also B, because when I'm in the cold, I become very angry. I hate being cold. I despise it with a vengeance. So for me,
I was pretty bloody angry with Debbie for arranging for me to do this, and I did it. But they put gloves on you. They put a little hat on you. They do all this thing. You're all wrapped up, and you get little woolly slippers and everything. But actually, it was 2 minutes of insane fun, and you come out and you feel amazing.
Yeah, we danced, you see.
We did. They put your favourite bit of music on and they put it on full blast. And it's just so insane because it looked like a couple of Smurfs. and you come
Wow.
out and you feel brilliant.
Really?
No.
I'm not
Okay.
convinced. I'm not convinced.
No, exactly. No. You're into fitness though, aren't you? Big time. Aren't you sort of an expert in fitness?
I am, yes. So I had my fitness business. It was after I had my first child. I was up at 37, and I was, everyone said, "Oh God, you snapped back into it really quickly, and you got into shape." Thing was, I used to love Jane Fonda. I was there. I'd do all her routines. There was one that goes, "There's so much more to me than me." See, and I used to love that, and I used to be a gymnast as well. So I kind of, after the birth of that child, I thought I've always wanted to do this. So I became qualified as a fitness instructor, and I started teaching. I became qualified in Zumba. I started teaching, and I realized after a while Zumba became a thing, and I would have these classes where I'd have 80 to 100 people in a class, all paying a fiver, and there'd be somebody. I'd ended up hiring security on the door. We got everyone's email, so I got good data capture. In the little village that I lived in, there were only 7,000 people who lived in it. I had almost 2,000 people's email addresses. My business just flew. Then I ruptured my ACL, which is the ligament in your knee. It's the worst one to rupture because it has a recovery span of a year. There's no getting out of it. And I couldn't do the classes, so I started employing other people. And I noticed that actually I wasn't paying for security or hiring anyone at the door. I was at the door. So I was saving money and making money. And it didn't make much difference, which was sad that it wasn't all about me. But then it was great because I made quite a bit of money. And then I started learning all the disciplines that my instructors did, because just in case they let me down. So then I became qualified in outdoor fitness, personal training. There's nothing, weighted hoop. There's nothing that I haven't trained for. I'm currently training for yoga. And then I studied nutrition as well. So I became fascinated by all of it. I always have been. And it's not something that's new to me. I've been doing it all my life. But to get the qualifications, to have a business in it, and to have a real understanding of, being able to apply it to people and practice, it's quite satisfying, and I love it. I'm a bit annoyed at Ozempic,
How
to be
did
honest.
how did you get into broadcasting? I mean, you've done so much. Where did it all start? Let's take you back to the very beginning.
It started at about 7 years old when I looked in the TV. I used to sit in front of the TV, switch it off, and pretend I was on it. So there'd be nothing on, so I was looking at my own reflection. And I was pretending I was doing the news. The news, 2 people have died. And I would do all my thing. This is at like really young age. And it was just, I got lucky. I was working, first job out of university. I studied business, but my first job out of university, one of my exes said to me, "Look, you should be doing radio or TV." I kind of knew that. So I sent off hundreds of applications, hundreds. And then there was one job ad in, I think it was The Guardian. I was reading The Guardian. I know why. It was in The Guardian.
Don't tell anybody.
I know, I don't want to admit that ever. But it was about, it was a job at Kiss 100. I'd never heard of Kiss 100. I'd been up north studying, so I didn't really know much about it. I applied for the job. In fact, it was when you had an application form, filled in the application form, put it down, then put a coffee cup on it, left a coffee ring, and thought, "Oh, you can't get another one. It doesn't work like there's no online." So I thought, forget it, I'll send it. So I sent it. They invited me in for an interview. It was a group interview, and I wanted the job. I knew I'm going to have this job. I walked into the building, the music went boom through my body, and I thought, I'm going to work here. And I did. And that's where I started. And one of my clients, I was in sponsorship. They heard my voice. They asked me if I would do the voice for their trail. I was writing the trail. It's like a commercial for them. And it was for Durex, by the way. Making a
Wow.
date with Durex and Kiss 100. And that was the beginning. My voice was on air. I made 30 quid in 5 minutes. It was effortless. I thought, I'm going that way. That's kind of how it all began.
Wow. And your voice
Wow.
is amazing. It's so distinctive.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
your voice, that husky thing is very, very. Wasn't it one of the Charlie's Angels? Kate Jackson used to go out and scream to get that husky sound in her voice. Yeah, but having a sexy husky voice is very, very good. Judi Dench has got that slight
Yes, she's got a
husky thing, and it's so
Yes.
beautiful when she's doing emotional scenes.
And Gillian Tailforth. And Gillian Tailforth.
Yeah.
He's done this, you know what I mean? Hello, mate, how are you?
Oh, she's more like that, though, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's more
It
like
comes from
that.
the- comes from the better throat. Hello, Deb, how are you?
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Yeah.
Darling, no.
Oh,
Get out of my pub.
Yeah.
yes, right. But also you've been on GMB, haven't you, doing fitness stuff?
Well, I kind of what I had my own show, because what happened was, obviously I did radio, then I got into Capital Radio, and then I somehow managed to sit next to somebody who was setting up Bid Up TV. I don't know whether you remember Bid Up TV and Priced on TV. And I invited them onto my radio show. I was presenting, I had my own show in Southeast London. It was Fusion 107.3. It was a commercial station. And I invited them onto my show. And they were just down the line. It was just a phone interview about what it was called On the Go. What do you do? 5 minutes, 5 questions, you're on the go. And he told me about a job that was going. He invited me to a lunch type thing. I went to this lunch, sat next to somebody who was now doing something to do with Bid Up TV. And in the end, I kind of got an interview. I don't know how I did it. Yeah, I interviewed him, went to a lunch, met lots of other people, and interviewed him with Bid Up TV. And ironically, the product that we were selling was a fitness product. It was a fitness product. But I hadn't done all my fitness stuff by then. And I thought I'd done really badly. But this guy who was on this fitness product, he was so good, he was so brilliant. And at the end, he went, "God, you're going to call the fitness police on this one." But he thought the mic was down, it was all over. And he kind of lost the gig and they gave the job to me. And that's how I started. So I was actually doing fitness I ended up selling DVDs on QVC, my own little workout and so on and so forth. So many things. And yeah, it's just been a roller coaster.
You've got an incredible drive, haven't you? I mean, you cannot, you can train people to do things, but unless they've got drive, they're not going to go anywhere with it. And you just sound like you've got unbelievable drive.
I think it's because I get bored really quickly, which is probably why I'm single as well. Because what it is, I have this goal. I said, I want a TV show with my name on. I want to be like Oprah. And I haven't quite achieved the Oprah status, but I got the TV show with my name on. And it's almost as though when I get the thing, it's not that I get bored in the thing. I do the thing for a bit, but my eye is always looking at the next thing. And I'm thinking, right, this was great. I've really enjoyed it. What was the thing that I wanted? Yeah, I wanted to be like Oprah. I wanted to be a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire yet, so I've got to keep going. And actually, I've got nothing to lose. So
what sign are you?
As well.
What star sign are you?
Please.
What are you doing? I can't see.
Walking sideways as well.
Lobster.
Crab.
Cancer.
Cancer.
Cancerian, yeah.
Is your birthday soon?
July the 19th, yes. Well, I should be 53.
Ooh. Oh my God. So yes, but you've got, I think there's Gemini in you somewhere. I think some of your,
no,
yeah?
No,
there is. If you have you had your chart done? There'll be something, because that's a very, what you are is, you've got a lot of Mercury in you, I think.
Is it?
And Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So the Cancerian is more gentle. You're more, come on.
Oh, well, no, underneath the shell, though, I'm as soft as mush. But you've got to crack through that shell. Yeah, I'm a real softie. Like, my kids know it. They know it. They're going to be wrapped around their little fingers.
Well, I think it's not so much about the drive. I think you've got a brain. Do you know what I mean? Because
I thought so.
Shut up, you. But you know what I mean? Like, you know, you've got an intelligence, and I think that is everything. So with the drive, and you know, and also you think things through. It seems to me, and the fact that you do say what you think, I think, is an asset, because you're.
Do you know what? Aren't we just longing for a program like that? We used to have Trisha, and you know, we don't have any programs like that.
No,
that's exactly what we want.
Yeah,
you will do it. You will. Do it.
You will do it.
I have to do
brilliant.
I would love.
But then you have to have your own channel, which we have to be on, of course.
Yeah. Oh my God! Could you imagine it? We would have so much fun, and then we could buy everybody a car in the audience. We'd be that rich.
Has she done that? Has Oprah done that?
Oprah, she gave everybody in the audience a car.
Did she?
Oh,
she's got a good heart.
I've
slightly not forgiven her for the Meghan Markle interview, but at least she got Meghan Markle to say the things she said so that we could question it. So I commend her for that. Because, you know, Meghan Markle hasn't really opened up to anybody other than Oprah. But I thought Oprah didn't really challenge her. But then had she done that, I don't think Meghan would have gone on if she thought she would have been. So,
no, I think it kind of backfired on everybody, really, that interview. Because Oprah wasn't really, she was being so charming. And so, you know, I felt, you know, he wanted someone like you to ask her certain questions, and I feel I think it's just very sad. I mean, I am a royalist, and I feel sad about everything. You know, I don't know. I just do.
By the way, we've got some jam for you and some dog biscuits, Nana.
Yes. and I'll launch those when all eyes are on Catherine.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know. She's got.
No, but it's hilarious, isn't it, to think that when all eyes are on Catherine and I've got some jam and dog biscuit. I mean, what
was she thinking? It's like,
my God.
Why would you do that? You know, I am sad as well, because I wanted this to be brilliant. I was like, oh my God, well done. I punched the air when I thought there's a mixed race person in the royal family. Yes, yes, yes. And then she sort of turned out to be preaching about climate change and telling us how to do things better. And I just thought, I don't want to hear this. And then she sort of didn't want to do the royal thing and wanted to push it all her own way. And I just thought, most of us know, sit there for about a year, do what you're told for a little bit, feel your way into the job and environment, and then you can make little changes gradually. And in the end, all eyes will be on you. You can get what you want. And if you're intelligent with the way you work it, everyone will love you. You do not have to do it in a way as though everyone's attacking you. And unfortunately, going on Oprah, slagging off your own family, whether you like her or not, it's just, you just don't do that. And then when you look at her own family, how she has sort of isolated herself from them, and now Harry's isolated from his own family. I agree with you. It's just really sad.
And we were genuinely all so happy at the beginning. I think we were all patting the air because it was like, it was fresh air, wasn't it? Something brand new and
wonderful.
Optimism. And I remember sitting there with a glass of champagne watching that wedding thinking, this is wonderful. Tears streaming down my face. And just a few years later,
yeah, and that's the weird thing. I mean, how on earth could any intelligent person think that what she was and you know, throwing her toys out the pram? You know, you go there. I mean, I've been waiting for years to marry a prince. Okay, I've been kissing so many bloody toads, it just hasn't worked. But if I went into the royal family, you know, you just sit back and just wait for the platform to arrive for you, because it will.
My first suspicion when they announced their engagement was when she said that she didn't know anything about the royal family. And I didn't believe that. And it came out later that one of her best friends said she actually did know. And she even had a book about Princess Diana. So it was all kind of a bit sort of, you know, flaky from the beginning, wasn't it?
Well, it's just, it was just all of it. I mean, it's just sad. I feel he's been captured, literally.
Yes.
But it's sad because I wanted it to work. I wanted like it to be a wonderful thing, and maybe it is, and they're all happy there. But I don't believe it.
Anyway, we've given her too much airtime.
Yeah, that's enough. Stop. How do we get there?
Far many more important things to talk
What
about.
about you, Anna? How are we going to get you to, you know, this wonderful show that you're going to do?
It would just be that, you know, I'm not going to capitulate to certain narratives, and I don't really want the women who would be on the show to do that. But it will be soft as well. There'll be softness, because most strong women are soft. We're soft. We're just strong and soft.
Yeah, women have balls. They're just higher up. That's all.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah, but I'd love also, I want to know. I mean, I don't obviously want to speak politics. I don't like them, but some of the politicians on your show, especially I can't remember the guy that was there when I was there, are so lovely actually when they're not talking politics.
I know.
They're really, really nice guys, aren't they?
Yeah, as people, most of them are perfectly normal, decent human beings. But unfortunately, I think something happens to them when they get to Westminster, where they suddenly, well, it's like they've become isolated in a bubble, where they are treated like gods. I think they're elevated when they're there. Everyone does what they ask and moves for them, and you know they are at the top of their game there. That they kind of lose track of what the normal person is actually going through, you know, and the policies or the repercussions of their policies. And I know we don't want to really talk politics, but I will talk about one policy. For example, putting VAT on private schools and saying, oh, it's only 7% of the people. So it's not, and the sums don't even add up. So you'd need all of the kids, or I think there's over 600,000 kids who use private schools. If half of them don't go, your policy is screwed. And not only that, if the schools close, you've now got teachers unemployed, the unions don't like it. Then the OBR, which is the Office for Budget Responsibility, is looking at it and saying it might cost the taxpayer money. So some of these special need children, the majority who go to these schools have some sort of need, a lot of them have, maybe 20% or so. They'll then be put into the state system, which will have to absorb them, slow down the class of the people who don't have special needs. There's no provision for it. So, and in the end, you have politicians saying, well, it's people who've got loads of money in this. It's almost a politics of envy. And it makes me angry when I hear politicians seeing that every single stage of that policy doesn't work. At that point, you have to say, this is wrong.
So what next for you, apart from the big show, darling?
Well, I would like to write a book. I think I'd like to write a book because I write for the Daily Mail. I'd like to write fitness columns as well. I'd like to write a fitness column for, say, Closer or one of those type magazines. I'd like to do something in that area because that is my speciality. Health and fitness are my speciality. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a podcast with GB News in terms of fitness and health as well. That would be great. But for me personally, I think I'd like to write a book. Because
and we would love you to come on to Beauty Investigates and try some of our wonderful treatments. Would you be interested in doing that?
I would absolutely love to. I would absolutely love to, because I discovered I have allergies, an allergy to linalool and limonene, and they're
What's that?
They are naturally occurring in some oils, many oils, about 200 different oils, and a lot of the products, they place this thing in there if it doesn't naturally contain it. And what it happens is they have contact dermatitis to these things. So if they are released into the air, that's when they become an allergen. And then if it goes on my skin or I touch something, then touch my skin, I'll get a reaction to any area of my body that's been sensitized to it. And that area turned out to be my neck because I was wearing all of these different hair products in my natural hair. And when I was sweating, it was sinking down onto my neck, and my neck was dealing. Then I was wearing a nickel necklace and I was allergic to nickel. So then that all went in and then it went crazy. So I learned with patch testing what I was allergic to. And literally like that, it went. So I think that for me, I love products, but I think people need to know, what are they putting on their face? What is in that product? What are the downsides? I mean, literally, there's nickel in almost every single piece of makeup. You wouldn't have thought.
Is there?
There's nickel in makeup and stuff like that. So I bought nickel-free makeup and things like that. And I think that people are too quick to put on things. I'll put that on and do this and do that, and not realize that it's a build-up of the thing where you hit your limit and then the allergic reaction occurs. And people need to, and there are silent things that happen within allergies. When I think a lot of these autoimmune conditions are triggered by these as well.
Yeah, we'd love you to come on our beauty show, but we'd love to see you anyway because you're just gorgeous and we really, really love and admire you. We're such fans.
Thank you so much.
And you've got lots of other fans, actually. A lot of my friends absolutely adore you. So there's a lot of people out there that you don't even know about.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was so excited when Debbie, because I was working the day that Dee came to see you, but when Debbie came, I nearly came with her just to meet you. So I've met you today.
I had to, literally, I thought, you cannot do the fangirl thing, we're going to be very quick. And she was going, please let me meet her. I said, don't worry, I will get her. So there you are. This was your present, Natalie.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, I'd like to invite you onto my show, Natalie. Will you come onto my show and do a little interview with me?
Goodness me. Would I talk about? I'd probably just sit there and talk about you, actually.
No, you talk about yourself. It'd be really.
She's very, very interesting. You'll love her.
A fabulous background. Lots of amazing things that's done.
Yeah. And also,
I haven't done anything amazing. Anyway, never mind. Lovely to see you today, and it's been really fun.
Really fun. Thank you, darling. Thank you. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.
Bye.